Hi gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ara and today is the very last day of my 30s. I turn 40 tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing this look, getting ready with me, well, for you, with me, whatever you want to say, to go on a date with my husband tonight. I'm going to the theater. I'm going to watch War of the Rohirrim. I am a huge Lord of the Rings nerd. It is my comfort. So I'm going to be using a bunch of newish things, some that I've had for a little bit, some that I just got. And if you enjoy this video and are not already following me, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe for more content. I'm going to start off with my eyes. I'm going to use the new Singe Beauty Galactic Visitor Palette. I have been waiting to play with this one. This one's very exciting for me. This is the first eyeshadow palette from Singe Beauty. Singe Beauty is Angelica's brand. Her video uploading this palette, she was so excited. It was very cute. I am looking forward to trying this formula. I know that she is very picky about her color stories and her formulas, so I expect this one to be very good. I'm going to start off by priming my eyes with the Milk Cosmetics Melt It Liquid eyeshadows. I mix vanilla and white because that's how I like to use these two. Vanilla is still a little too deep for me. I'm starting off with my inner corner. This is the shade We. It's a very pale yellow. I feel like this shade is the most beautiful pastel yellow I have used in quite a while, and I know she really enjoys her pastels. Using that shade in on a Sigma E25, and I'm just going to sweep this through my crease. I know I always say I'm going to try to do something easy and quick, and I fail at that quite often. So maybe today I will get lucky and do a very quick eyeshadow look. I have bought a few things here and there over the last few weeks. I've really toned it down, been on the low buy. And I wanted to film using some of those new things. Don't really know how much I'm going to be able to get through this week, but I'm going to try to get them up. I'm going to use this same brush and pick up the shade Hoodoos. I think I said that right. It's got more of a pinky undertone to it. Might have to change it up just a little bit, but I'm going to apply this all over the majority of my lid, bringing it into that inner corner and up to my crease. And now I'm going to use this shade Peace on an E27 Sigma brush and just kind of pack it into the outer corner. It's looking quite a bit peachier than I was anticipating. I'm going to have to kind of blend it just a little bit more. I'm going back in with this shade in just around my crease here to kind of help blend everything out. I'm going in with the Eclipse on a liner brush. This is a Sigma E05, and I'm just going to line my lash line with it and really kind of help add a little definition. You could use a pencil for this. I just do not want to. I want to try to use more of these shadows in here to add depth. My eyes don't have the amount of depth that I would like them to have, so I want to add just a touch of Cowgirl on the outer corner here. Kind of really help with the definition a touch more before moving on to my face. And this is an Sigma E45 brush, just so I can have a little bit of depth right here on the outer corner. That already looks just a little bit better. I'm going to pick up the shade In on a Sigma E27 right on the tip of the brush and just kind of sweep that along my lower lash line. And whatever you do right now before doing your base, you can clean up, so I wouldn't worry too much about being sloppy. One of my favorite soft brushes for my lower lash line is the Makeup Forever brush. This is the number 210. It's so soft. I get very sensitive with anything touching my lower lash line, so I like to use this brush when I'm working in a smaller space. I'm going to take the shade Cowgirl and just kind of line, well, not line, but sweep it across my lower lash line there very gently and on the outer corner. This turned out so much cuter than I expected. I'm going to take a touch of Space Dust on my pinky finger and place it right here on the inner third of my eye. I wasn't going to use a shimmer, but I have to be fair to Angie and see how these shimmers do. And now I'm going to use the Nabla Cupid's Arrow in the shade Ivory. It's one of my favorite formulas. I like the chunkiness of the pencil. Makes it a lot easier for me to really get in there. And it doesn't make me tear up. This Ivory shade will help brighten up the whole look. I bought the Haus Labs Triclone foundation. I bought mine in the shade 000 Fair Neutral so I could mix it. So I have the Tom Ford Architecture Soft Matte. This is in the shade 3.5 Ivory Rose. Ordinarily, this would be a perfect match for me. However, I'm so stinking pale. So instead of buying new foundations, especially these $100+ foundations, in a shade that will work for me, I'm just going to mix it with the Haus Labs. The downside to this foundation, because I've tried mixing it once already, is it's a little bit more sheer than I was expecting, so I had to use more of the product than I wanted to. If you've never seen this white shade before, this is how it looks on my arm. It is very intimidating, but it's perfect for mixing. However, when I spread it out on my hand here, you can see that it's a very light coverage. So I feel like, and this is just me guessing, I feel like it's kind of thinning out the coverage on my foundation because I tried it with the La Mer Soft Fluid Foundation and it really changed how that foundation performed on my face. Now, it could have just been whatever I was wearing underneath, and it could have just been a bad makeup day. I'm not sure. But I'm going to try it again today and give it another shot. I do like having something like this, though, because I have a lot of foundations that I enjoy, but they're in a shade a touch too deep. This is 2 of the Tom Ford and 1 pump of the Haus Labs. I still feel like it might be a touch too deep and need to be thinned out just a little bit more. And this is 2 and 2. That's better. And I'm using the Tatcha Liquid Silk Primer. It's my hands down favorite holy grail. I just need to use a foundation I know works for me. Sorry, a primer that I know works for me. And this is my Sigma F85 Airbrush Kabuki brush. It is one of my all-time favorite foundation brushes. Yeah, I think 2 and 2 is the way to go for mixing that foundation. If for any reason you feel like you can see a line of demarcation with your foundation, bring it down your neck. The coverage is exactly what I expected from Tom Ford. I don't think it messed with this foundation too much as far as thinning out the formula. We'll have to see though. But I think it's kind of spot on. On one of Martina's, actually on her very first members only Zoom chat, I gave her a hard time about the Refy packaging. I'm a huge packaging snob. It's unfortunate. I'm not proud of it. I just am. I decided to go ahead and pick up the eye balm that she's always raving about, especially when I told her for handling the teasing so well, I'd go ahead and do it. Now, to give her credit, this one isn't so bad. This packaging is okay for me. I don't mind it so much. You're getting 4.5 grams of product here. I cannot remember how much I paid, but the price will be on the screen for you. The shelf life says, if I could read, 6 months. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a go. I should have done it under my foundation. I don't really care if it's sticky or anything like that. We're gonna find out one way or another. Ooh, it has a nice little cooling sensation. I didn't get too much of my foundation on there, so I guess it's okay. I like how it feels right now. I'm not understanding the goal with this. And maybe I shouldn't have put it on top of the foundation, but here we are. I'm just gonna go ahead and use it underneath my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I have mine in the shade Light 2 Vanilla. And if you bring your concealer up high around your eyeshadow there, you can always use your brushes without adding any additional product and just kind of fix it, which I will end up doing. Let's do eyebrows. I bought the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel, and I also bought the little, what is this one? Volumizing Tinted Brow Gel. This one I was curious about. This one looks like it's perfect for a lazy girl like myself. I am very lazy. I only do my eyebrows the bare minimum. I don't like doing excess full-blown out eyebrows. I like to be in and out very quickly. I typically just use a pencil, excuse me. This has a little bitty brush. It has longer bristles here on one side, shorter on the other. I bought mine in the shade Taupe. I'm a little nervous about using it, but I just want something that's gonna make it even easier and quicker for me to do my eyebrows. I'm gonna comb them out really quickly. And before I do blush and highlight and lips, I'm gonna do this brow stuff first on camera. I try not to do it on camera because it's so boring and I sometimes make a mess and need to get really close. So let's give this a go. The Volumizing Brow Gel. Let's see how this does. My left eyebrow is my best one. The right eyebrow kind of has a little bit more patchiness to it. Tends to be a little more difficult for me to get tame. Uh-oh. Like right there. I'm a little nervous doing my eyebrows after my eyes because I feel like my eyes look really cute, and if I mess it up, I'm gonna be upset. I don't know if it added too much, but it's definitely adding a little something, which is great for no makeup days because Lord knows I hate doing my eyebrows. This is after this Volumizing Tinted Brow Gel, and I kind of like it. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple, and I'm just gonna use my Urban Decay Brow Blade in the shade Cool Cookie and just use the ink stain. Super lazy today. Use this little brow freeze. I kind of like it. It's not too strong. I don't like a whole laminated look. I do like a little bit of movement to make it look a little more natural. That's about the only thing natural looking I like when it comes to makeup is my eyebrows. I think we can overdo it pretty easily and often, and it adds to the look, it brings everything together, but you can overdo it and really take away from the look. I have the Singe Beauty Evocative Silk Blush. This one is in the shade Persistent Persimmon. I haven't used any of these yet, and these came out a couple months ago. I also have the Chanel Cream Blush, Cream to Powder Blush. This one is in the shade Beige Eclatant. It's in the shade Beige. I have used this before off camera many times. I love this formula. I think this formula is beautiful. I honestly wish I had gotten the pink shade of this instead of the orange shade because I don't think the orange is going to match what I have on my eyes. I'm going to start with this one though, the Chanel. This blush has a perfumed scent. So if you are sensitive to perfumes, avoid it. If you're not, this is a very beautiful formula. I like this cream blush more than a lot of the other cream blushes that I have in my collection, mostly because I'm more of a powder blush myself kind of person. It's a little intimidating for me with this eye look just because this is a very warm orange toned blush, but I'm going to try gently layering it. I'm going to use that same brush, dust a little bit off, and just kind of gently tap it over the top. It layered over it pretty easily, but it doesn't really match my eye look, so I'm going to buff it down quite a bit, do this other cheek, and then move on to lips. I want to tone it down. I definitely think it's not going to match the lipstick that I'm going to wear. I have the new Nars Gold Dust Light Reflecting Powder. Of the swatches that I've looked at online, this thing looks a lot more like a highlighter. I'm a little nervous. I did see one review where it was used all over the face, and it did look really pretty, but again, it's far away from the camera. It's not up close, so I'm not really sure. I'm going to give it a go though. It is a gold setting, or not setting powder. It's listed as a setting powder, but I would not use this as a setting powder, not with the shimmer inside of it. I would use this more as a finishing powder, and a lot of the light reflecting powders that I do have, I use them more as a finishing powder anyway, not so much as a setting powder. I like my loose powders for setting, so it's really pretty in the pan. I'm going to show you a close-up here. However, I'm afraid it might be too shimmery for me to use all over the face. I'm going to use this double-sided hourglass brush and just kind of help buff everything down. I already know I like the Nars light reflecting powder, but this is very different. I'm just gonna see if I can buff out this cheek and tone it down quite a bit. I don't know how I feel because honestly, it has that reflective nature of the Nars light reflecting powder, but that gold tint is still really pretty. You might hear my little boy jumping around in the background, but he's having a good time downstairs with his daddy. Naturally, I picked up the newest shade of the Westman Atelier lip lacquers. This one is in the shade Elode, and I believe if I remember correctly, she mentioned this is the perfect shade for her niece. It should match my eyes. I'm wearing the lip liner in the shade Riri, the new Traced Out lip liners from Fenty Beauty. One of my favorite lip liners, but they are so creamy, you gotta be really careful. I'm going to swatch this for you because it's just such a beautiful shade. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to wear this one. It matches that lip liner Riri perfectly. Before I put on my lashes and finish off this look, I need to try one more shade in my brow bone. I love putting things up near my brow bone. I'm going to use the shade Come in my brow bone just to kind of highlight and accentuate because that's what I like to do. I'm going to take this Sigma E47 and just kind of gently highlight my brow bone. This palette was so beautifully done. This is my finished makeup look. I think it turned out absolutely adorable. It's a lot easier than looks that I normally do. Most of the time I overthink it, especially when it comes to my eyes. I tend to do looks that are just really difficult. Difficult, complicated, complex, convoluted, whatever you want to say, all those C words. This palette from Angeshka, Galactic Visitor from Singe Beauty, that is her brand. Singe Beauty is her brand. This palette, absolutely beautiful. I cannot believe, one, how amazing these mattes blended. I was just going to do an all matte look because Angie loves doing all mattes. However, I simply wanted to try the shimmer formula. I am very happy with the shimmer formula. I'm very happy with the mattes. Of these shades that I played with all of these shades here on the top 2 rows, minus this orange shade Soul. All the other ones I played with, so 7 shades total. So beautiful. They work so well together. I love it. I cannot wait to play with the cool side of this palette. I'm excited. I might have to give that a try tomorrow, if not Friday. Well, I work Friday, shoot. I'm gonna have to try it again soon before Christmas. What a beautiful palette. The artwork is stunning. It feels great in my hands. I love it. I cannot wait to see what else she does with this brand, how far she takes it. Very excited to watch her grow. Oh, I have like stuff stuck in my throat. I cannot stand my allergies. My lips have been so dry lately. My nose is so dry. The winter air is just so much for me. I really liked playing with everything that I used today. There's not a single dud in any of this. I liked the brow products. I felt like they worked really well. I'll have to give them another go. They were super easy to use. Overall, I'm very happy with my look today. I think it looks really cute. I got my dragon earrings on. I'm excited. The movie is not for another 7-ish hours. I still have a ways to go. Maybe I can go convince him to take me to dinner. Tomorrow's my birthday. Technically, I turn 40 tomorrow. When I had my 30th birthday, I thought, oh my gosh, this is the end for me. I know, very dramatic, very chaotic, very dramatic, super dramatic. Not this time around. I'm very happy with my life. Full-time job as a nurse, beautiful husband, marriage, wonderful. I love it. No complaints here. Not everything is perfect. I'm normal. I'm a normal human being. I have 5 incredible children, one who's in the Air Force. The baby turned 1 a couple weeks ago. By the way, I may have forgotten to tell you, you guys, he's 1 now. So 5 beautiful children. My daughter, she graduates this year. I'm a very happy woman, so I'm looking forward to my birthday tomorrow. I'm baking my own cake. I'm baking a pistachio Basque cheesecake. I cannot wait. I've never done it before. I've looked up a bunch of recipes. I can't wait to do it. My husband's gonna help me. It's gonna be a fun day. I'm looking forward to turning 40 and feeling good and healthy in my body. I need you guys to share this video because I cannot stand working nights. I'd like to work days. It's very difficult to do right now. I wish I could do days and make what I'm making now, but nights is the way to go and it's very hard on me. So share this video if you enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you for spending your day with me. If you have not done something for yourself already today, do something for yourself because believe it or not, you are worth it.